Hello friends, and welcome to another day of Crochet and Crime. My name is Hazy Baby, and as the name suggests, I crochet while talking about crime. Today is the 10th of April 2023 and it is Easter Monday, so let's get this party started. Hey guys, welcome to Monday the 10th of April 2023, and as you can see I am working on a new project. So this is a little cake that I made myself. It's some lovely light pink hues going into these pastel colours and then moving its way around. So I was going to be working with this today. It is an 8 ply, this is a 4.5mm hook, or a 7 if you want to, or L, whatever letter that you like to abbreviate with it. And yeah, let's get this day started. If you would like to purchase this product this blanket that I am making, please leave a comment in the comments below, and I'll get back to you, let you know specs, how big it will be and all that jazz. But basically I just make up the patterns as I go along, so no, I can't give you a pattern. It doesn't exist, it only exists in my head. Alrighty, so there we go. Put it to the side because it's going to be that little pretty colors to have in the background, and let's get this crime day started. So today I have a mixture of crimes. We've got some from Australia, some from the US, and even one from China. So like I said, it's Monday, I have Sundays off, so it's a bit of a catch up today for the weekend. So 5 teens have been arrested and charged over an alleged crime spree in Melbourne. So we're just going to start with a magic circle. I'm going to go under one, over the top of the other, and pull around. So we're still holding that. See how it's done this little thing to it? That's the end. I'm going to pick up a stitch and we're going to thread it through that loop there. Ta-da! Magic. Essentially it just creates this adjustable loop here. But that's the slowest I think I've ever had to do it. So I want to say well done to me, well done. Alrighty, so a group of teenagers have been charged over an alleged crime spree that took place in Melbourne on Sunday. Of course it did. So 4 teenagers and 4 teenage boys and 1 teenage girl were charged by Victorian police with a number of offences after a spree, which allegedly included car theft and armed robbery. Police say the group had stolen a black BMW X3 and a silver Audi Q3 in the southeast of Melbourne suburb. So let's just count these round. Sorry, these things are going to be getting started, so it takes a little bit longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And start with divisions of by 4, so 10, 11, 12. And the magic thing about the magic loop is this. Pull it tightly and look, there's no hole. Well, there's a tiny hole. I'm just gonna pull it tighter, pull it up into the middle, and set that off. Ta-da! Look at that, and chain 1. And that is a start of something big. From little things, big things grow. So a group then drove to Brighton East, where they are accused of smashing windows and damaging cars. Police have also accused the group of being involved in a number of armed robberies in Knox, in Melbourne's east. The group was arrested by police in Packham in the alleged stolen Audi just after 3 p.m. on Good Friday. So the stolen BMW so it wasn't Saturday, sorry, it was Friday. The stolen BMW and the people driving it remain missing. A young 13-year-old boy from Dandenong has been charged with aggressive burglary. And we're going to go into the back loop. I'm going to go 2, 1, 2. And then we're going to go all the way around. I want to create just a nice little increase. 1, 2. So yeah, the 13-year-old boy from Dandenong has been charged with aggressive burglary, 2 counts of theft of a motor vehicle, attempted armed robbery, reckless conduct, and causing serious injury. A 14-year-old boy from Cartini, I think that's how you say that, was charged with dangerous driving while being pursued by police, 2 counts of theft of a motor vehicle and reckless conduct, endangering serious injury. So meaning that there was the potential there for them to cause some serious injury. Not that they did seriously injure anyone, but there was a potential there. A 15-year-old boy from Springvale South has been charged with attempted carjacking and the theft of a motor vehicle. So yay to him. I'm sure that's what his parents really wanted. The trio has been remanded and will face children's court in the future. The other 2 people from the group, a 15-year-old boy from Dandenong and a 16-year-old girl from Hallam, have been granted bail after being charged with the theft of a motor vehicle. So they will face children's court at a later date. So they actually don't know who was in the other car, and hopefully they catch them as well. But that's the end of that story. So as you can see, I'm just doing increases. So it's just 1 full, so that they increase by double, and then it ends up as being 24. So this next video includes some more teenagers that have been charged following a police pursuit in Perth this time. So not Melbourne, Perth this time. So 4 teenagers have been charged combined with a Pol Air, which is police air obviously, and WA police foot pursuit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so again, working in the back loops, I'm going to do what's called a star stitch. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you would be interested in learning, because I'll gladly teach. So a group of 7 boys aged between 11 and 14 were found driving an alleged stolen vehicle in Perth. Police watched from the air as they allegedly stole a Ford Falcon and drove through Perth suburbs before stopping outside of a property in Carversome just after 9 p.m. to allegedly steal a garage door remote. Okay. Wes Jackson, who claims he was robbed by the group, told 9 News he was concerned that the teens would return, which is a warrant concern, I think. By the time I got outside, they were all up the road and they started running, and I thought it was a bit sus, and had a look in my car and realized someone had gone through my glove compartment. So our main concern was to get back into the house, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The teenagers then fled with the alleged stolen Ford Falcon, which police say was taken from a different house earlier in the night. So authorities are still investigating how the group came into possession of that vehicle. Police monitored the car as they drove through Perth. Then they deployed their stinger device at a shop. At a stop on the Great Northern Highway. So the stinger device is just like they're sort of like little prick things that bust your tires. So, see what I mean? That's the beginning of the stitch there. Pol Air helped, so the police in the air helped. Ground police officers tracked down the teens before they allegedly fled on foot after the vehicle was halted. So 4 boys aged 14, 13, 13 and 13 were all charged with stealing and attempting to steal a motor vehicle without consent. 3 others, aged 11, 13 and 14, were released without charge. They must have just been there for the ride. Investigators into the incident remained ongoing. So, just a bunch of teenagers clearly bored and watching a little bit too much Grand Theft Auto, I think. Trying to do it in real life. I have no idea. That's all speculation on my part. So as you can see, we're getting this really nice looking double circle thing happening in there. This next story is just heartbreaking. It's not so much too criminal. It's just heartbreaking. So Salvo's store donations have been ransacked by thieves in the Easter break, which is absolutely horrible. Now, if you're not from Australia, you might not know what Salvos is, especially since it's a colloquialism to hear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But Salvos stands for the Salvation Army, and they are a charity-run business, like an op shop, an opportunity shop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I've also heard them called thrift stores. But they're run by 100% by volunteers. All the money they make goes to the Salvation Army, and the Salvation Army helps pay for like little old ladies' phone bills, food for single mothers, lots of really cool stuff like that. So the fact that they were ransacked over the weekend kind of makes me super sad. So a Salvation Army store in Adelaide was left in a mess after thieves rummaged through donations left outside the store. It's meant that this Easter weekend, volunteers will be picking up the mess left behind by the thieves who rummaged through and then stole from the donations. So volunteers of a charity store in Alberfoyle Park said many of the items end up having to be thrown out due to the conditions after the aftermath. So literally they just yeeted them, behind themselves. They note that the donations were left outside during the holidays often get damaged or stolen, which is the reason why they say if you could please just wait until it's not a public holiday to drop off your donations, it would be very much appreciated. And I get that people have the time off, and so that is also the time when they go through their old things and, decide, I'm just going to chuck this out or I'll donate it. And, these things happen. So we're just going to close that off. And don't be worried, there's a little bit of a gap there. I want to go into the top of this stitch here. I'm going to close that. Okay. This is a 2-part stitch, so the next stitch is 3 crochets into this, and it makes a star. Okay. However, the store manager said that incidents like these can always be avoided. We really appreciate the people that donate, but please, when you do, make sure the store is open. Volunteers said that incidents like this are devastating for volunteers because they have to give up so much of their time for free to clean up, and to clean up this stuff, and it's a lot of work. It always breaks their heart. It really does, because they have no idea what was taken because it was donated. So just if you ever see anyone doing anything like that, pull them up. Okay, so this one is a short but not sweet one. Another football star behaving badly. Oh, are we all shocked? I know I'm not. So former Manly star Brett Stewart has been charged with the possession of cocaine. Dun dun dun. NRL legend Brett Stewart has been charged with possession of illegal drugs after police allegedly caught him with cocaine in Manly last month. The former star fullback for the Manly Sea Eagles. Sorry, Eels. Oh my god, can't half tell I don't watch football. Please don't kill me, family members. Was searched by the Northern Beaches Police on March 10th. When they allegedly found a bag of cocaine on the ex-player. Officers from the Northern Beaches Police Area Command were conducting patrols of the Manly area when they spoke to the 38-year-old man, New South Wales Police said. During the search, they allegedly located the cocaine from the, like I said, Sea Eagles player, not Manly. Oh my god, my sister's never going to let me live that down. Officers charged Stewart on April 8th with the possession of prohibited drugs following the alleged discovery. Stewart won 2 premierships with the Manly Sea Eagles as a fullback and has been working as a mentor and a positional coach with Manly. That's where I got that from. Since his departure from the sport in 2017. See, I'm not so bad. I knew he was with Manly somehow, maybe deep down. I have no idea. It just was a lucky guess, I think. He played 233 games for the Sea Eagles and scored 163 tries over 13 years with the team. The Sea Eagles are yet to comment on the incident. And Stewart will appear before Manly local court on Wednesday the 19th of April, and I just suddenly feel so dumb. Manly and the Sea Eagles are the same team. Welcome, you're welcome. Like I said, I don't watch sport, clearly. Yeah, so I hope you got a good giggle for those of you who do follow the NRL, because I'm clearly not the brightest crayon today. Look, we can't know everything, okay? I do try to be the smart cookie, but we can't know everything. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Like I said in previous videos, I find it really horrible when sports people behave so badly, because there's a lot of children who look up to them, and when they misbehave like this, they're mentors and they're leaders, and they're supposed to be leading by example, and they're not. And so it's really, really sad. This next story is a sad one, and it's out of Massachusetts, which is obviously not in Australia. A woman has pled guilty to manslaughter decades after a dog found her newborn baby's body. Oh. So, a little bit of a trigger warning for that one. Obviously, this story is going to depict not just murder, but also that of an infant. A Massachusetts woman pled guilty on Thursday. To manslaughter in the death of her newborn, whose body was discovered by a dog in a gravel pit nearly 40 years ago in Maine. According to the Office of the Maine Attorney General, Lee Ann Dougal, 59, of Lowell, was arrested in June last year and charged with 1 count of murder, according to the Maine State Police. So now I'm just gonna do working back posts only, filling out all of these. Actually, let us make it a single. No. Half double. Thank you for bearing with me while my brain decides what it is it wants me to do. So I think I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an increase. Yes. Okay. So baby John Doe was found in Frenchville, Maine on December 7th, 1985. That was the year that I was born. Oh, that means he'd be 37 this year. Oh, that's so sad. A husky found the baby and carried her back to his owner's home, which was around 200 meters from where the newborn's body was discovered. What a good little husky. Taking her back to his owner. Like, look what I found. Oh, could you imagine being the owner and, coming home to that? That would have been tragic. Okay, so state detectives were able to track the dog's path back to the location where he found the baby. Oh, sorry, I'm so sad about this. Where baby Jane Doe was born and later abandoned in below zero temperatures in a gravel pit, police said. The dead baby was found unclothed and partially frozen, with part of her umbilical cord still attached. Oh, she had just had no chance. No chance. No chance of ever really making it, if you think about it. So tragic. So a special agent from the Office of the Maine Attorney General said that with advances in DNA technology used by the law enforcement helped break the cold case. Genetic genealogy information generated by the investigative leads of the Maine State Police identified Dougal, formerly known as Leanne Garrett, as the baby's biological mother, said Sharon Moss, a spokesperson for the Maine Department of Public Safety. While both parents have been found alive, only Dougal was charged, Haynes told CNN. Dougal was released on bail in Aroostook County in August 2022, according to the court documents. Her sentencing is scheduled for June 20th. CNN attempted to contact the lawyer of Dougal and did not receive an immediate response. In 2015, safe haven law went into effect in May. Okay, so people who don't know what that is, the safe haven law is where you can safely drop an unwanted newborn child off. The law allows parents to surrender babies for less than 31 days old to the safe haven providers, which include law enforcement officers, emergency room staff, medical practitioners, and hospital staff. And I know that other states also have safe haven boxes where they can drop off infants without any sort of, anonymously. The law protects the confidentiality of the parents relinquishing the baby and stipulates that providers cannot attempt to detain the parent. And I think that is a brilliant idea, and I think it's super sad that it took until 2015 for that to come into effect. And I also think it's super sad that this poor woman obviously didn't have anywhere else to turn to, because I honestly don't think anyone purposely kills a baby in such a brutal way unless they didn't have another choice. 1, 2, 3, and then back into the top of this loop to loop it off. Oh, look at that, it's starting to look so pretty. I'm not sure if you can see all the detail because it is such a light colour, but I think it's looking nice. Nice. Okay, so this next story is out of China. Sorry, just grabbing some scissors so I can chop this off and start in the top of that double crochet that we started just before. A Chinaman is jailed after he scared chickens to death. Oh my god, that's absolutely hilarious. Let us read this hilarious story. So there's an old Chinese saying that goes, "Kill the chicken to scare the monkey." So roughly it translates to mean that to intimidate a bigger rival, you have to destroy a smaller one. But what happens after that? Well, one man in China appears to have found out. In a curious court case being reported in the countryside state owned media, a man identified only by his surname Guy was this week sentenced to prison after a court found him guilty of scaring to death 1,100 chickens that belonged to a neighbour with whom he was feuding. The pair had reportedly been squabbling since the neighbour Zong cut down Guy's trees without his permission in April 2022. So that rightly pissed him off. He was angry. So the court in Hanyang County of the central China's Han province heard that Guy had responded by sneaking into his neighbour's chicken farm during the night on one and more occasion. It was unclear what Guy's intentions were, but he used a flashlight to cause the flock to panic, and as the birds are crowded in the corner fearing their lives, hundreds of them died, ensuing a crash. So they're because they're fed so much crap, their little hearts can't take it, and they literally died of fear. So the first time Guy trespassed on his neighbour's property, he caused a crash in which 500 chickens died, and he was apprehended by police and forced to pay his neighbour compensation of 3,000 yen, which is $654, to replace the chickens. I'm just doing a cluster of 4. But he didn't stop there and returned to the property for a second time, this time killing another 640 chickens. On Tuesday, the court ruled that Guy had intentionally caused property loss to his neighbour, and Chinese authorities said that 1,100 dead chickens were estimated to be worth a total of 13,841 or 3,019 American dollars, and the court ordered Guy to serve 6 months in prison with 1 year of probation, a sentence said to take into account the remorse of Guy that he has shown for his crime. So, yeah, that's an odd one. Killing chickens. Just goes to show it doesn't matter where you live in the world. Sometimes you can just have crazy neighbours. Okay, so this next one is out of Australia again. And police are on the hunt for a man who allegedly doused a woman in petrol in an aggressive burglary. So if you're following along with this random pattern that I'm making up, I'm doing 4 puff stitches into the double that I just increased that I created from the last round, and then a 1 single into this bit just to create the space that I need. Absolutely horrible. So a manhunt is underway for a 25-year-old who allegedly doused petrol on a woman and tried to set her on fire during an aggressive burglary on a Melbourne business. So the family of Bartholomew Griffith told grave concerns due to his lack of decline in mental health and his seemingly erratic behaviour. I mean, seemingly erratic? He tried to light a woman on fire. I don't think that's seemingly. After just escaping the psychiatric ward, Griffith was seen entering a police station in Fairfield in Melbourne, northeast, ahead of allegedly undertaking what police say is a sickening attack nearby. Especially if he, managed to succeed, and thankfully he didn't. Because that could have ended way worse than what it ended up. So police allege that at 1:30 a.m. on Saturday, he broke into the International College of Meditation and Healing, a wellness centre in Salisbury's Grove of Northcote, and turned on a gas stove in a kitchen. Griffith then stopped at a service station to buy a jerry can full of fuel before returning to the business an hour and a half later. The man from Ivanhoe in Melbourne allegedly stormed into the centre and doused it with petrol before trying to set paper on fire. A 52-year-old woman who had been staying at the property confronted him and managed to lock the security door. So obviously he was going there with the intention of setting the property on fire, not the woman on fire. That's when police allege he splashed petrol all over her before lighting matches. Police who say his behaviour is unpredictable, obviously unpredictable, said that he then fled. He has attempted to light a fire inside a premise before leaving prior to the police's attendance, Senior Constable Cameron Ashworth had said. Griffith was an involuntary patient at a psychic ward in the Austin hospital, but absconded on Friday night. And police said that he and the victim knew each other, but she wasn't his intended target. I didn't think so either. Instead, he had an issue with a business owner of the wellness centre, and is likely that he didn't know that she was inside at the time. So, like I said, the police speculate the same thing that I speculated, which was he probably didn't know that there was anybody in the centre, and it sounds like he tried to first blow the centre up, and then when he didn't succeed at that, he tried to light it on fire, and then when he was caught, I think he panicked. Because I honestly believe he could have lit her on fire if he really badly wanted to. So I'm glad he didn't succeed. The alleged burglary prompted a major police operation across Melbourne's north. Investigators spent the day searching the parklands, at one stage breaking into unoccupied homes nearby the wellness centre in hopes to find him. Police urged Bartholomew, who is wearing a red coat, to go to the police station so he can get the help that he needs. Anybody who sees him should contact police immediately, and don't approach him, please. If you do see him, don't approach him. He is clearly unstable and he clearly needs some sort of medical attention. And when he is lucid and he is on his medication, he will no doubt have some major regrets for the way he is behaving currently. So, yeah. Isn't that looking pretty, guys? I mean, so pretty. Alrighty, a man has been charged after in the afternoon after leading police on multiple pursuits and allegedly slamming into a cop car. Of course he did. So, an alleged drunk driver has been arrested and charged after leading police on a multiple chases through Sydney streets last night, at one point even slamming into a police car. Good job, Barry, good job. Officers were alerted at around about 6:20 p.m. after a Lexus SUV travelling on the Hume Highway at Lansdale in the city's southeast allegedly crashed into several vehicles and failed to stop. Attending crew were stopped at the intersection when the SUV allegedly crashed into the front of a fully marked police vehicle and then just continued driving. No officers were injured, thank goodness, and police say, but the wagon has been damaged, and no doubt this guy will have to pay for those damages. Two separate pursuits started shortly after, however they were stopped due to safety concerns. So Australia has a policy in which there's been a few investigations done where the pursuit of criminals has actually ended in a loss of life, and really there is more danger in chasing some people than there is in just trying to get them later. So about 25 minutes later, the alleged driver, a 54-year-old man, was arrested. You see? And everyone's safe. He was arrested after the SUV was found on a nearby street. So 2 large hunting knives and ammunition were found during the search of the vehicle, police say, and the man was taken to the local police station and breath tested, which returned an alleged reading of 0.153, and he was charged with 8 offences, including refusing bail. And yeah, he will appear before the Parramatta Bail Court today, even though he is refusing to apply for bail. I don't know why. There might be something wrong with him as well. Who knows? But I hope he had a great time. By the sounds of it, he did. Okay, so this next story comes out of Tasmania. And it is where a medical professional is critically injured in a hospital incident. So a health worker is fighting for their life, and a young person is in custody after an incident at a Tasmanian hospital over the weekend. The medical professional suffered serious injury in what police describe as a wounding incident involving a youth at Northwest Regional Hospital in Cahoot on Sunday, so yesterday. The worker was airlifted from the hospital near Burnie in the state's northwest to the Royal Albert Hospital in critical condition, police said. They took the youth into custody shortly after being called to the medical centre at about 4:30 p.m. and have remained at the scene into the evening, trying to figure out what exactly went down and how these things happened. So that was a really short story. I don't really have an update on that yet because it only happened last night. It is still evolving. So hopefully I will get more information to you guys about that one in tomorrow's with an update. But basically, there is a health professional who is currently in critical condition at the Albert Hospital. So that's scary. It's scary for their family and scary, yeah, for everyone involved. I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. It's horrible. Okay, so this next story is actually super scary. We don't have a lot of gun stories here in Australia, so when we get one, it is absolutely horrifying and terrifying and every other word that's fying. But police are on a hunt in Brisbane for a gunman who allegedly set fire to a house. So police in Brisbane are hunting for a man they say is armed and dangerous and unpredictable, which is like the worst combination of things. Michael James Wilson, believed to have an AK-47, has been on the run for several days after 2 shootings and a house fire, police allege. There's a video there appears to show him grabbing a semi-automatic rifle and firing a round after round of bullets at a man's feet. So he didn't actually shoot it at the man, but he did shoot it at his feet during a heated argument on Thursday morning in the Moreton Bay region suburb of Brendale. I used to live there, well near there. Oops, what have I done here? Oh, I know. It's okay. Mistakes happen. So I'm going to do another single, and then I'm going to go into here. And then we'll go into the top of this one. There we go. Alrighty. In Brendale. Like I was saying. Police said it was a surprise that no one was shot during the incident. He later went to Brackenridge area in Brisbane's north, where his electronic monitoring bracelet, so he had it on an electronic monitoring bracelet, was allegedly removed. So he managed to get rid of it. Then at 8:55 in Mount Cravat in the city, he allegedly waited for 2 women to finish work to walk down a dark laneway before ordering one of them into an Aldi. When she refused, police alleged that he pulled the trigger as the pair ran away and hid in the nearby bushes. 20 minutes later, Wilson pulled up at Sunnybank home in Brisbane's south armed with a jerry can. He allegedly confronted a man, doused the house in petrol in the hallways and in the bedroom, and then set the house alight before he jumped back in the car and leaving as a fireball of flames erupted. Like, how, like, movie villain is that sounding? Nobody was hurt, thank goodness, but the house is absolutely destroyed. Which is, you know, what you would anticipate. Despite police searching several hours across Brisbane and honing into Brackenridge and Redcliffe, there is believed that he has ties. He still remains on the run. People, they are appealing for your help to track him down, but be warned, he is not to be approached. Not to be approached. Do not approach him. Consider this a man armed, dangerous, irrational, but in particular unpredictable, because his crimes so far have been varying. Wilson is described as white, 185 centimeters tall, with a solid build, light brown hair, and hazel eyes. So pretty much every man that lives in Brisbane. Alrighty. So I don't know why that one. I'm just going to go through with the back of this to make all of these holes around about the same size. Because if you're anything like me, you don't like them being all different sizes. Some of them are tight, others are not. Okay, so this next story is a man has been charged with the murder of a woman found dead at a Sydney apartment block. So a man has been charged with the murder of his partner following the death of a 59-year-old woman in Sydney's inner suburbs. So we're just going to go single and then around this middle one and through here and then two in each of these. So Anthony Erickson, 61, also known as Tony, was charged following the alleged stabbing in Mascot. The New South Wales police were called at 6:10 p.m. on Easter Sunday to the 10th floor block of units on Church Avenue, where they found a woman with multiple stab wounds in her chest. This story is absolutely savage. And I feel like I probably should have read ahead and forewarned it. But sometimes I like to live on the edge. So yeah, I apologise in advance. So New South Wales ambulance crew tried to save her, but unfortunately she died at the scene. Police questioned Erickson before arresting him and taking him to Mascot Police Station, where he was charged with murder. He faced Parramatta's bail court via video link today, but he hasn't applied for bail. In his LinkedIn profile, Erickson describes himself as self-employed food nutrition educator. He also previously worked for the New South Wales government in the procurement and project management roles, according to his profile, but you know, how much of that is true, we don't know. Locals said that they were shocked to hear about the stabbing. It's really rare to see, one man said. It's obviously shocking, another woman said, adding that she thought the building was so safe. No building is safe, love. Listen, Karen, listen. Nowhere is safe. A crime scene has been established at the scene, and investigations are still ongoing. So if you need help with domestic violence, please ring the National Domestic Violence Service, 1-800-RESPECT. That's 1-800-737-732. Or if you're in immediate danger, please call 000. You are not wasting the police's time. If you're in immediate danger, that's what that phone number is for. So please utilize it. Okay. Okay, this next story is out of Melbourne. A man has been charged after a series of alleged arson attacks. An alleged arson has been arrested in Victoria following a string of incidences. Firefighters were called to the Box Hill shed set fire in Melbourne at 9 p.m. last night, where they evacuated 60 people from the surrounding area. A man in his 30s was seen fleeing the scene, according to witnesses. The description of the man was similar to that of a separate alleged attempt of arson incident at Maryville in Melbourne. Sorry, I just need to pop through here and hold this off. As you can see, this is the beginning of the blanket. And now from this part, I'm going to turn it into a... how many sides have I got? 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7. So I think I will turn it into a very pretty square. I'm going to work from this corner here, and this corner here, this corner here, and this corner here. But I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, and since this is our last video for the day, I will quickly wrap it up just while holding this one here. So the description of the man was similar to that in a separate alleged attempt to arson in Maryville in Melbourne. Police allege the same man has emptied a jerry can of petrol onto the floor of a petrol station and threatened witnesses that he would drop his lighter before fleeing the scene. A 33-year-old man from Surrey Hills was arrested and was charged with a separate arson incident that took place on March 24th. The man has now been charged with 3 counts of arson, 2 counts of criminal damage by fire, theft, or threatening to destroy and damage property, reckless endangerment, serious injury, and reckless conduct endangering lives. So just don't like fires, okay? It's bad. Okay. Like I said, this is the last video for the day, and I shall see you later. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, please like, share, like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll be uploading more content daily, and I will see you on the flip side. Thank you for watching my content today. I very much appreciate it. If you would like to find out how you can get your very own crochet blanket made by Hazy Baby, then please let me know in the comments below, or you can find me on Etsy under hazy_baby, where I sell these lovely blankets, or Facebook, or Instagram, TikTok, Bigo, and Twitter. All of those I am under Crochet and Crime with Hazy Baby. So yeah, I will leave links in the comments below. From one human to another, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.